is tightening around one of India's most notorious fugitive economic offenders, Mehul Choksi, the billionaire jeweler turned scamster, and he has been now arrested in Belgium. Sources are telling Times Now that Choksi, who has been on the run since 2018 after masterminding one of India's biggest banking scams, was detained by authorities in Belgium. Sources are also adding that India has immediately pressed for extradition proceedings, pushing Belgium authorities to hand over the man accused of looting over 13,500 crores of public money from the Punjab National Bank. Let's now get you a deep dive of the timeline of Choksi's betrayal and evasion. 6 years ago, in the year 2018, Mehul Choksi and his nephew Nirav Modi were accused of defrauding the PNB through fraudulent letters of undertaking using shell companies and internal collusion. Now, both of them fled India in January 2018. Just weeks before the CBI filed the FIR, he took Antiguan citizenship under the Caribbean nation citizenship by an investment program, a calculated legal move to, in fact, evade extradition requests. Now, despite India's repeated diplomatic efforts and also a lot of evidence, Choksi claimed persecution and human rights violations to block his return. In the year 2021, in the month of May, Choksi went missing from Antigua and was found in Dominica, allegedly trying to escape further. But the courts in Dominica rejected India's repatriation request, citing illegal detention and lack of due process. And now, Choksi, who recently shifted to Belgium for his treatment, has been arrested by Indian agencies. What are the charges against Choksi? Let's now break it down graphically. We're going to put it out here, and we're going to talk to you about the charges against Choksi. We also have some guests joining us today, but let's also take you through the charges right now. What are the charges against Choksi? First, look at the map. We also showed you the map of how he escaped. Charge number one is that of criminal conspiracy. What is charge number two? Let's get our viewers through the same. Charge number two against Choksi, that's going to come up after this, is that he's facing charges of cheating and fraud. Charge number three is that of money laundering. What is charge number four? Charge number four is that of criminal breach of trust. What is charge number five? Charge number five is that of allegations of corruption. Charge number six that Choksi faces, we will also tell you about all these charges that he's facing, and also this is a man who's accused of a scam which goes to the tune of about 13,500 crore rupees. This is a banking fraud where the money of middle class Indians who put up their hard-earned savings over there, they were looted, and now efforts have been made to bring him back. Bhavtosh and Nilesh are joining me live on this broadcast. Now, let me go across to Bhavtosh. Bhavtosh, how did the arrest take place? What do we know? Get us through the inside scoop of the efforts that were made by our agencies to ensure that he's arrested in Belgium. What exactly happened?
Well, as far as the information is regarding the arrest is concerned, Sagrika, it all started around 3 months back when Indian agencies got an information that he had left Antigua with his wife and had moved to Belgium, particularly to Antwerp. Now, as far as their family is concerned, the extended family of Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi is concerned, most of them have Belgian citizenship, primarily because of the fact that they are into jewelry business. Preeti Choksi and her family have all Belgian national, and the pretext on which he left Antigua is that he's suffering from cancer, blood cancer, and then he started staying there. Indian agencies got a wind of it, and they then asked the agencies there that they should first locate him. They confirmed his location in Antwerp, after which Indian government and Indian diplomacy put pressure on the Belgium government and said that you should arrest him so that the process of extradition can start. The problem here, Sagrika, is the fact that in March 2023, Interpol in fact took off his name from the red notice. But India then presented the non-bailable warrants that have been issued against him, the charge sheets that have been filed against him, and the case diaries that have been submitted in the court, and the voluminous documents that have been submitted against him and his nephew, which clearly showed that they are involved in banking fraud and that he fled the country, took the citizenship of another country, and has not ever cooperated with them. Belgian authorities on 11th of April arrested him from an undisclosed location.
Right.
They're trying its best to get him back.
Okay, so 11th of April was the date when the authorities in Belgium arrested Mehul Choksi. Indian authorities now are pressing for his extradition. Talks are underway. A lot of, backroom talks going on when it comes to bringing back those who have defrauded the country's banks and have looted Indian citizens. Nilesh is also with us. Nilesh, I'll come to you because we're going to talk about those victims of this scam who have been fighting year after year to get back their hard-earned savings. The Enforcement Directorate and the CBI have both filed charge sheets running into thousands of pages, which trace the money trails, which talk about the dummy firms, which also talk about the, the shell accounts across jurisdictions. So it's not just about Choksi, also his nephew, Nirav Modi, from Hong Kong to Dubai to Antigua and now Belgium. This wasn't just a scam in a spreadsheet. We also know PNB, which is a government bank funded by taxpayers' money, was looted. We know there were farmers, there were middle class, there were families, students, all were affected when, people's trust in the banking system took a hit because of people like Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi. What we know is that those branches that once gave loans to small businesses, they started turning away risk. Now, we are getting to know that the whistleblower in this very case is joining us. We also know that Mehul Choksi did try to surrender his passport to Indian authorities earlier, but the request was not accepted. PNB scam whistleblower Hari Prasad is with us. He's elated today. He's been fighting this case. He was the one to bring to light what exactly happened. Let's go across to Mr. Hari Prasad. Mehul Choksi has been arrested in Belgium. You've played a pivotal role and part in exposing the entire case. How do you react to this development?
Well, Mehul Choksi getting arrested in Belgium is a great news for India, mainly, and not only for India, but all those people who have been cheated by him in India. But thing is, he may be getting arrested there, but soon he will be brought back to India for justice. That is a matter of concern. Because many people will use their legal loopholes to not to come back to India. Vijay Mallya is a great example of that. Mehul Choksi's wallet is full. So obviously he will employ the best of lawyers and he will try to avoid extradition. So now it depends on how strong Indian government is working, how strong agencies are going to work. This all that matters now.
Right.
Getting Mehul Choksi back home is not the only thing that will help people in India and even the banks in India. We have to find a way. The government of India has to find a way to get back all the money he looted from India and should be given back to all those people who got cheated by him.
Now, you speak of the tough legal fight that's, coming up. Do you also see that this extradition will happen from Belgium to India anytime soon?
I don't know what kind of extradition treaty we have with Belgium, but as much as I understand, there is always legal loopholes to escape from there. Best examples are those. Even Nirav Modi got arrested in London, but nobody, government of India could not bring him back. So what is the guarantee that government of India will be able to bring back Mehul Choksi from Belgium? I don't know the international laws. So it's best known to the agencies.
Now, Mehul Choksi is already planning a legal fight, like we've been telling you. Sources are informing us that he is planning to apply for bail. How are you looking at the legal war that's currently playing out, the challenges that, are now in the anvil?
Obviously, ma'am, why will he let go things so easily? He's a fighter. So obviously he will fight to the tooth and nail to escape from extradition. So I hope government of India and our legal system will bring him back. My concern is not only bringing him back, it should be most important thing is to get back the money that he looted. I don't know where all he kept the money. I hope agencies know where money has been kept.
And Mr. Hari Prasad, you were the whistleblower in the very case. Tell us how you recall the fight today, because we know that he could be extradited soon. Our agencies are working overtime to ensure that he faces, justice in India. But recall the moment when you found out about this mammoth scam.
Well, it was a hard fight. I was like a lone fighter, but later on, a lot of people who got affected by him also joined the team. Finally, despite all the information being with the different agencies, he was able to escape from India. So that's the matter of concern, because very well agencies knew that this guy is going to run away from India. I have very well explained these things to different agencies. So now hope money will come back and he will be brought back.
Yes, so while you're right about the, the legal fight, would you actually say this as a major diplomatic victory for India?
Obviously, the diplomatic, the power of India is growing in the world. So this is a good thing. Only thing I can say is we will succeed in getting back the money. That's the only point that we should be stressing on.
Getting back the money, that's the focus, giving it back to those who were looted. Thank you so much, Mr. Hari Prasad, for joining us. But like we've been telling you, viewers, over the last few days, you've been seeing the efforts that have gone in to bring back those who have sinned against India and its citizens. The focus now is on fugitive economic offenders. A few days ago, we brought back a man who's accused of plotting the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. But if it's Choksi who's been arrested in Belgium and the process to extradite him, that is now in the focus. What about the others? Mehul Choksi, what is he accused of? 14,000 crore PNB scam. Currently arrested in Belgium. He fled India in the year 2018. India is pressing for his extradition. Next, what about Vijay Mallya? He was the, as everyone knows, founder of Kingfisher Airlines. And then, for years he fled India in the year 2016. What do we know? That he owes Indian banks thousands of crores of rupees. He keeps claiming that he's returned most of it. Then you have Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi's nephew. He's lodged in a jail in London. Year after year, he tried to get bail, but, all of that failed. He also fled India the same year as Choksi. Multiple bail pleas were rejected by the UK, and also his extradition is also possible. Lalit Modi, the man who was recently in the news for trying to get citizenship in Vanuatu, founder of the IPL, faces charges of financial irregularities. Recently, Vanuatu rejected his citizenship claim. The cases are on against him. What next? Will Lalit Modi also be brought back? When did he flee the country? He fled India in the year 2010. And like we told you, Vanuatu cancelled his citizenship. He tried getting citizenship over there. Keeps posting pictures and videos to cock a snook at the agencies in India, accused of financial irregularities. What about them? With Choksi now in the custody of, Belgium and of authorities in Belgium, the spotlight is also shifting on India's diplomatic prowess. The road ahead, like many are saying, will not be easy. Why? Because India does not have an extradition treaty with Belgium, but under international criminal cooperation frameworks, India can still push for his repatriation based on bilateral legal assistance and also mutual trust. Sources say that this could be India's best shot yet at bringing back the man who in fact dodged justice for 6 long years. And Choksi has been detained by authorities in Belgium, even though there is no active red corner notice against him. Choksi's legal team, as per sources, go on to say that they will file for a bail and strongly oppose his extradition. Now, that's the latest. Now, we are talking about 2 people over the last few days. But what is the legal team of Choksi saying? Listen in to what his lawyer has said.
My client, Mehul Choksi, has been arrested in Belgium. And at the moment, he is in custody and will be starting the process of filing an appeal against us. And then as a process of appeal, we'll be requesting that he should be pulled out of the prison. And the major ground is that because of the ill health and he's undergoing cancer treatment. And of course, he's not a flight risk at all.
So how do you view the push by Indian agencies for his extradition, sir?
There is no push, it is a process. So non-bailable warrants have been issued against him since 2018. So it is a prerequisite for an extradition that there has to be an open-ended non-bailable warrant. So that warrant has been there since 2018. Earlier they tried to pick him up from Dominica, where they failed. So then by the Dominican court order, my client was getting his treatment in Antigua. But everyone knows that in Antigua, the medical facilities are not all that good. So for his medical medical treatment, he had to go to Belgium. And he has been there getting his treatment for the cancer.
So what are the main legal points your team is using to fight his arrest? Is it possible to discuss?
See, arrest is a process. If whenever for any country there is an extradition request made by another country wherein they have a treaty, so first of all the person has to be arrested, then the person has to show that he's got a community ties. He's not in India, they generally call it, we lawyers call it roots in the society. When you go abroad, they like to call it community ties. And then they have to show that he's not a flight risk. We have to show that it is not a flight risk and that there is a medical condition. So that's the only ground. There's not much law. It is factual.
So there are reports of an urgent bail request. What is your client's defense? So are you going to file a bail application?
My understanding is that there it is not called technically bail. It has to be an appeal.
Okay.
So it is not called bail there. So as a process of appeal, the request is made that my client should not be detained in prison.
Sir, with so much international attention, how is your team handling the legal and diplomatic challenges in this case?
No, see, I can't do much sitting here. It is my counterpart in Belgium who will be doing everything.
Okay. So what is the current health status of Mr. Choksi?
He's a sick man. He's a sick man. And after the torture that happened to him when he was picked up from Antigua by the agencies, so he's been under trauma. And he's claustrophobic. So it is very, very difficult for him. I'm very concerned for him.
So the defense is already ready. If you remember what the lawyer of Mehul Choksi is currently saying, that he's ailing and they will do everything in their might to ensure he's not extradited. They're claiming torture once again. Similar kind of excuses have been heard by other offenders too who were trying to evade Indian laws, but all of that failed. Now, with Choksi's Belgium arrest and Tavur Rana's latest extradition, the focus is also on the question of intent, because let's also remind our viewers of how the likes of Dawood Ibrahim, Ottavio Quattrocchi, Warren Anderson and Ravi Shankaran fled under the Congress regime after committing crimes on Indian soil. What did they do and what were the charges that they faced? Let's also break it down here. Dawood Ibrahim, 1993 Mumbai blast mastermind, fled after the blasts. Let's look at the other cases. Ottavio Quattrocchi, before scandal middleman, escaped India in 1990. Again, we'll have to change those numbers there. Accused in Bhopal gas tragedy, that is Warren Anderson. There are many charges. Many have said that there were some in the establishment who helped him escape. So these are the names. Ravi Shankaran, ex-Navy officer, sold military secrets.